Welcome to Toffee TV. Nikola Vlasic is leaving Everton. He is signing to CSK Moscow for a fee in the region of £14 million. Plus add-ons?
Apparently.
Sell-on fee?
Yeah, apparently a sell-on fee in there, so good.
Good stuff. A player we paid around £10 million for two summers ago. We probably got a couple of million for him last summer, I imagine.
3 million the reported fee was.
Okay. So,
No, but
there you go. A player we've had for 2 years, we've made a profit on. Is it the right thing to do?
yeah, as much as potential he's got a lot of talent. He's not at the club at the moment. He doesn't want to be at the club. He's said that numerous times this season. He felt as though he was going to have a fresh start last summer when Marco Silva came in, and it didn't happen. You know, the manager looked at him. He played in a few games, played in the Algarve Cup and stuff, didn't he? And then was told to train away from the rest of the team, and then was put out on loan. So he probably thought, that's, you know, I've got no future here, and went off to Moscow and had a very good season for them. He got 8 goals, didn't he? Was it 8 goals in 30 games for CSKA last season. So that's, you know, that represents a good season for him. So much so that they wanted to keep him. And if you've got a player who isn't at your club and isn't getting in the 18 and isn't affecting anything, then and he wants to play, then it's an easy move, I think, to sell him.
Yeah, and obviously they play in the Champions League. He scored a couple of goals in the Champions League. So for him, he's had a good season there. He was, as we mentioned in a video previously this week, he got into the team of the season. He's playing in his favourite position. The game's probably, you know, slower. So I just, for me, I would like to have seen him. I'm not saying I'd like to have seen him get a chance, but you'd like to have seen him develop, because he's obviously a talented footballer. But the club have decided he's not the right fit. They just probably decided that last summer. Maybe they thought we'll get him back this summer and have another look at him. But the player himself was very keen for a move. Didn't really want to come back to Everton. From his point of view, I understand that. You know, he was signed by one manager, and then was left out by David Unsworth, and then Sam Allardyce wasn't entertaining them either, because they wanted players who they could depend on, and they didn't have time to develop players. They needed players they could depend on. So from that point of view, I think he's been hard done by, because he's probably seen his career path stunted, whatever that career path was. I don't know what it was, but whatever that career path was stunted, and he had the chance to move. He took it, and he's happy. And if he's happy and he wants to stay there, then sometimes you just got to say, well, fair enough. You know, if he was some real hot talent prospect with, you know, bags of pace and you can really see that development going forward, I personally might feel a little bit sad to lose him. But the club fought, put it this way, the club fought very hard last summer to keep Ademola Lookman at the club. You know, they were adamant, no matter what he felt, they wanted to keep him, because they felt like there was something there they could work with. Well, it's quite the opposite for Vlasic.
Yeah, like we said, he's a good player. You know, scored in the under-21s for Croatia this week, didn't he? Yesterday, scored in the under-21s. You know, so he's a good footballer. There's no question about it. You know, I was reading stuff on him before. He'd like captained Hadjuk Split when he was 16 and things like that, and scored on his debut and things. So there's a lot of talent there. But the Premier League's fast and unforgiving. And Everton, I suppose, as a manager like Marco Silva, you've got to make those judgment calls. And probably him and Brands have sat down and gone, right, we know we've got to trim this wage bill. We've got to get rid of some of these players because we want to bring in other players. And they've probably looked at Vlasic and gone, is he going to get in your team in the next 12 months? Probably not. We've got a buyer there for him right now, so we can take money for him, we can get him off the wage bill. The lad wants to stay where he is, wants to play. It's a no-brainer almost, because he's not in your squad. If he was in the squad and he'd played a bit last season and he was on the bench, you'd be going, why are we selling them for that low? You know, people have talked about the fee being low, but another thing with that is if he wants to stay in Moscow, which he said he does, and nobody else is coming in for him other than Turkish clubs saying we'll have him on loan.
Yeah.
Then you take them. It's a bit like Everton with Gomez, isn't it? The player's made it quite clear where he wants to play. It puts other clubs off when coming in and bidding, so it drives the fee down, and that's probably what's happened with him. And I just think for him personally, he's a young lad that wants to play football and wants to develop. So if he's gone and found that he's happy at a club where he can do well, then why not stay there for him? You know, he signed a 5-year deal with Everton. He was out the door 2 years later. Just because he's signing, or he's agreed a 5-year deal with CSK Moscow doesn't mean he's staying there for 5 years. Next summer, he might have another great season, and next summer, Inter Milan or someone might come for him for 30, 25 million or something, and they'll sell him on again. So, and if that's the case, Everton will make some money on him. But they, you know, we agree he's a good footballer, but he's not going to get, I don't think he's going to get an Everton's first team, and that's probably where we have to look now. If we're going to try and bridge a gap that's above us, we have to look for players who are going to come in and affect the team now. And you know, and I understand some people will be saying we should have a buyback clause, or we should just loan him again and get him back next year because he's going to be a great player. If the player doesn't want to go on loan again as well, there's a lot of parties that you've got to, you know, and Marcel Brands is juggling. We said the other day in one of the videos we've done about getting players out the door quickly. Well, you sell the ones that are in demand first.
Yeah.
He's obviously in demand and there's money on the table, and Everton took it.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I would have liked it to have been possibility of a buyback clause in there, because I think that's what Everton should be doing going forward, keeping their options open for these players. But you know, if they've put a sell-on clause in there, then at least we'll get some more money for him if he does have that potential, and he sees that potential out. For the player himself, you look at him and think, well, would he get into? Is he got the potential to get into a top 6 team? Would he be banging on anyone's doors in the top 6? I don't think he would, because I don't think he's got the pace. I simply don't think he's got the pace to play at the highest level in the Premier League. I think you need that pace. You need to be able to get away from players. I just don't think he's got it. I think that's key in the Premier League. We've seen that last season, the way we started with the how slow we were transitioning. Now you need to be a counter-attacking side. You need to be able to press fast, and then you need to be able to counter-attack. And the only way you can do that is with pace, and I just don't think he's got it. And he shoots the European game, and he actually shoots European competition. But as we've seen with the winners of that tournament this season, you know, you need to be able to put it all together, and English teams can dominate European teams now, because that's what English teams are looking for. That pace doesn't necessarily. European teams are not necessarily looking for that, but the Premier League, it's all about that, and we're seeing that more and more and more. So that slower player is being, as good as they might be, a footballer, they're getting pushed away because English teams now looking for the full package. Well,
look at someone like Davy Clasham. I'm not saying people will have their opinion on Davy Clasham, but Davy Clasham's obviously a very good footballer. He was Ajax captain. You know, 20 goals in Holland, great movements, good vision. Come to the Premier League, it was just physically too quick for him. It was, and a lot of players will come to the Premier League and struggle and go elsewhere. Stuani, he was at Middlesbrough, was terrible, went to Spain, he's amazing. You know, you'll see it right the way down, because the Premier League is physical. It's a fast, physical game. He could go and be brilliant in Spain or brilliant in Italy. He could, as he gets older, he could learn to play in the Premier League, and his good movements will get him there rather than his pace. But just at the minute, when decisions are being made, I just don't think he's good enough at this moment to get an Everton team, and that's why they've sold him.
Yeah, and hopefully this is the first of many. You know, we can start seeing get out the door. Him, possibly Onyekuru, if the club don't want him either, and then, you know, they're like you said before, they're the ones, if they're in demand and you haven't really got a role for them, then you're gonna have to just get rid of them, and then hope that the ones that are a little bit lower down, that it will take a little bit more time to move, because we'll have to wait till the markets start moving a little bit more. The likes of the Bolasis, the likes of Morales, surely people want Martina. Come on.
Must be a Dutch side that one, I'm sure.
Those players, then they'll take a little bit longer because they're not in demand, and clubs, they'll be, you know, if they've got clubs who've got lists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, they're options, aren't they? The ones you're right, you know, there'll be another sale probably over the next 4 or 5 days. That'll kick something on. But the others, you're going to have to wait and go. You know, Walcott, is he someone who people might want? You know, I'm sure somewhere there on people's lists. Because everyone does that, don't they? Everyone looks at squads and go, can we get him? Does he improve us? But you've got to sell the ones who people want first and foremost. And that's just how football is, isn't it? And then later on in the window, you know, hopefully you'd like to think that the likes of Balassi and people will move on, but I'm sure they'll go. It's just whether they go for money or whether it's just another loan. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on Nikola Vlasic moving to Russia, permanent deal. Are you happy he's going, or would you have liked to see him get a bit more of a chance at Everton? Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget, give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join us on Patreon for more great videos, longer videos, live videos. We'll be having a chat about this later on, live on Patreon, where you could be getting involved in it. If you fancy a bit of that, join us on Patreon as well. Thanks for watching. See you later.